Good morning, dear students. So far we have discussed compressible flow equations of continuity and Bernoulli's equation. So in Bernoulli's equation we have seen that there are two cases, one for isothermal process, another one is for adiabatic process. Okay, now continuing with the third one, which is momentum equation. So we'll discuss about momentum equation. So you can see on the screen that momentum equation, the momentum equation per second of a flowing fluid is equal to the product of mass per second and velocity of flow. Okay, the momentum per second of a flowing fluid is rho AV, which is nothing but m dot mass flow rate into velocity. Okay, where rho AV is mass per second. Okay, the term rho AV is constant at every section of flow due to continuity equation. Okay, we know that the continuity equation means mass at every section is constant, because you cannot create mass or you cannot destroy mass. Okay, this means the momentum per second at any section is equal to the product of constant quantity and velocity. Okay, so that is nothing but rho AV into velocity. This also implies that the momentum per second is independent of compressible effect. So again, as we have continuity equation, there is no effect of a compressible flow. Here also it is independent of compressible effect. Hence the momentum equation for incompressible and compressible fluid is same. Okay, there is no difference whether the fluid is air or water, it will be same. The momentum equation for compressible fluid at any direction may be expressed as, so you can see here, net force in the direction of S is equal to rate of change of momentum in the direction of S, which can be written as mass per second into change of velocity. So mass per second, we know it is rho AV, change of velocity is V2 minus V1, which is nothing but V2 is final velocity in the direction of S, V1 is final velocity in the direction of S. Okay, next we have the important thing, there is a small derivation, that is nothing but velocity of sound or pressure wave in the fluid. To understand that, we will discuss a small concept, that is nothing but velocity of sound or pressure wave in a fluid. So you can see here, the velocity of disturbance in case of fluids will be less than the velocity of the disturbance in solids. Okay, this is because in solids at the molecular level the atoms are very close to each other, so the disturbance will move very rapidly. Okay, in case of liquids, as the molecules or the atoms are at a distance apart from each other, okay, so the disturbance will be transferred a little late. Okay, it takes some time. So it is because of, in case of solids they are closely packed, but in case of liquids there is slight space between two atoms. Okay, so in case of liquids it takes time for the sound wave or the pressure wave to travel from one atom to another atom. So that is the main reason. Okay, continuing, the distance between the molecules is related with density. Okay, which in turn depends upon pressure in case of fluids. Hence the velocity of disturbance depends upon the changes of pressure and density of fluid. Okay, so the change in velocity, it depends on pressure as well as density of the fluid, as discussed. Okay, so next, as I told, there is a derivation expression for velocity of sound wave in fluid. So this is very important derivation. This is asked many times in the examination. Okay, so for this we need to make certain assumptions. So you can see here, the disturbance creates the pressure waves in a fluid. So these pressure waves travel with a velocity of sound waves in all the directions. Okay, but for the sake of simplicity, 1D case will be considered. Okay, so you can derive the equation or the expression in case of 1D. Okay, so referring to the figure, so this is a figure, it is nothing but a piston cylinder arrangement. Okay, so this is the piston part. So we are assuming that piston is moving in positive x direction. Okay, so this is the wavefront symbol which is shown here. Okay, so here we have two things, one is velocity of piston, another one is velocity of sound. Okay, as the piston moves, there will be disturbance which is moving with the velocity of sound. Okay, so figure shows the model for 1D propagation of pressure waves or pressure wave. It is right a long pipe of uniform cross sectional area fitted with a piston. Okay, let the pipe is fitted with a compressible fluid. So here it is important, it is compressible fluid like air, which is at rest initially it is at rest. Okay, the piston is moved towards right and the disturbance is created in the fluid. This disturbance is in the form of pressure wave which travels in the fluid with a velocity of sound wave. Okay, this is what I discussed. As you move the piston towards right, what happens? There will be disturbance which moves like pressure wave or sound wave in this direction, which is shown by this symbol. Okay, let A is cross sectional area of the pipe, V is the velocity of piston, this is very important, V is the velocity of the piston, P pressure of fluid before movement of the piston. Okay, rho density of the fluid before movement of the piston. So what is dt? A small interval of time with which piston is moved. Okay, so dt means you are moving the piston from this point to this point. Okay, sorry, you can take the second, from this point to this point. Okay, sorry, continuing. So dt is a small interval of time with which the piston is moved. So you can see here the piston has moved by a distance x. So we are defining it like x is equal to v into dt. Okay, so this is nothing but, you know, the velocity is x by dt. Okay, where x is the distance moved by the piston and dt is the time taken. So basically we can say that, okay, so we can say that velocity is nothing but distance traveled divided by time taken for that distance travel. So the same basic definition of velocity used, and this is defined. So x is the distance moved by the piston, which is nothing but velocity of the piston into time taken for the travel of distance x. Okay, next here c is the velocity of pressure wave or sound wave traveling in the fluid. Okay, see here, this is velocity of piston, whereas c is velocity of pressure or sound wave which is traveling in the fluid. So this is very important, please understand the difference. Next, distance traveled by the piston in time dt, which is nothing but x. Okay, velocity of the piston into dt, so that is v dt. Okay, so the figure already we have discussed. This is the piston part, this is the rigid pipe. Okay, this is the velocity which the the disturbance or the pressure wave is moving. So here L is equal to c into dt. Again, from the definition of velocity, here c is defined as velocity of sound wave or pressure wave, c. Okay, L is the distance traveled and dt is the time taken. Okay, so if you see here, time taken is same for the piston movement and for the wave movement. Okay, the wave will travel a longer distance compared to the piston. So please understand this. In time dt, piston is traveling only x distance, whereas in time dt, now pressure wave or the sound wave is traveling a distance L. Okay, so I hope that is clear. Sorry. Okay, so see here, I was telling about this. In time dt, the piston is traveling x distance, whereas in time dt, in the same time dt, the pressure wave is traveling a distance L. So you know C is equal to L divided by dt. Okay, so this is propagation of pressure wave indication in a piston. Then distance traveled by the pressure wave in time dt, as discussed, it is C into dt, where C is velocity of the pressure wave, dt is the time taken. Okay, C into dt is more than v dt. It is clearly seen in the figure for the time interval dt. The pressure wave has traveled a distance L and the piston has moved through a distance x. Thus, in the length of the tube travel equal to L minus x, the fluid will be compressed. Okay, so you can see the fluid will be compressed by this much distance. Okay, you can see that will be nothing but L minus x. So this distance is L minus x, because the piston will occupy this new position. So wave is here, so it will be compressed by this much gap. So that gap is nothing but L minus x. So you can see here, this is L, this is x. So this will be L minus x. Okay, the fluid will be compressed, full stop. Due to compression of the fluid, the pressure and the density of the fluid will change. Okay, so it is discussed earlier. Let P plus dP, pressure after compression, rho plus d rho, density after compression. Okay, initially the pressure is P. After compression there will be slight change in the pressure, which is given by dP. Similarly, we have rho is the density of the fluid before compression, d rho is the addition after the compression, so that is d rho plus d rho. Okay, density of fluid in length L minus x, that is, or you can say d rho plus d rho. Okay, now mass of fluid for a length L before compression is rho into volume of the fluid up to length L, which is nothing but rho a L. So here it is for mass, it is not for mass flow rate or mass per second. So rho a L, so L can be written as C dt. So the equation is rho a C dt. This is mass of the fluid before compression. Now we will find out mass of the fluid after compression. So after compression, rho will be rho plus d rho, area is same, it is cross sectional area, but L will change, L will be L minus x. Okay, so you can see here, density of the fluid after compression, area into L minus x. So why it is L minus x? Because the piston has traveled by certain distance, so that much distance we have to take, that is L minus x. So you can see here I am talking about this. So this is the distance, because x is the distance covered by the piston, L is the distance traveled by the pressure wave. So this will be L minus x. Okay, so rho plus d rho, area into L minus x. So after multiplication and simplifying, so in place of L we can write it as C dt, in place of x we can write it as v dt. So substitution and simplifying. Okay, so after we know that the mass of the fluid will remain same whether it is before compression or after compression, so we can equate both of them. So we can equate equation 3 and 4 because mass is always same. Okay, so its density will change. Okay, so but the mass is going to be remain same. If it is 1 kg before compression, after compression also it will be 1 kg, because mass is conserved, you cannot create it or you cannot destroy it. So equating 3 and 4 we will be getting this. So after simplification, so we can see, so we'll get this equation, C d rho is equal to rho into V plus V d rho. So we can see here that the component V into d rho is very small. Okay, So the value of V, velocity of the piston, is very small. You can see that velocity of the piston is very small. Also, when it is compared to C, it becomes very small. Also, the value of d rho is very small. Hence, the product of V d rho will be very, very small, which can be neglected. So if you neglect this term from the equation, so we'll have only C d rho is equal to rho into V. So why we are neglecting? Because the value of velocity of the piston, when it is compared with velocity of wave, it becomes very small. And also d rho, the change in density after compression, is also very small. So neglecting V into d rho product term, we'll get this equation. Okay, next. Now when the piston is moved with a velocity V for time dt, the fluid which is at rest initially will move with a velocity equal to the velocity of the piston. Okay. Also the pressure of the fluid will increase from P to P plus dP due to movement of the piston. Hence, applying the impulse momentum equation, we get net force on the fluid is equal to net rate of change of momentum. So writing in terms of equation, net force on the fluid. Net force on the fluid will be force after compression divided minus force before compression. So P plus dP is the pressure into the area. So we'll get force here, again P into A, will get force here. So this will be after compression, this will be before compression. Next, mass per second into change of velocity of the fluid as per the definition. So here we will get dP into A. So mass per second will be total mass divided by time. Change of velocity will be V minus 0, because initially it will be having zero velocity. Piston will have zero velocity. Once it starts moving, it is defined as velocity V. So simplifying, we will have total mass is given by rho AL, time taken is dt. We have defined these things, so we are taking the same things. In place of L, we can write C into dt. So we will have this dt getting cancelled. We will get dP into area is equal to rho A CV. Further we can cancel area and area term. So we will get dP is equal to rho CV. Further C is equal to dP by rho V. Okay. So now this is our equation 7. If you recall this equation 6, where rho V is C into d rho. So for rho V, if I substitute C into d rho, I will be getting this new equation. So we have equation 7 and we have equation 6. From these two equations, I will replace this rho V by C into d rho. So we will have C into d rho. So taking C to this side, we will get C square dP by d rho. So this is our velocity of sound equation, which is C is equal to dP by d rho. So this is velocity of disturbance of pressure wave or sound wave in the fluid. Okay. Therefore, the velocity of sound wave, which is square root of the ratio of change of pressure to the change of density of a fluid due to disturbance. Okay. This is the derivation, which is very, very important from the examination point of view. Okay. I hope it is clear. So please do practice the derivation, because it will be asked in the examination, and it is been asked many times in the examination. You can expect this in the examination in the main exam also. Okay. Thank you.